Hey gamers, welcome back to Duunot, the channel where we dig deep into the worlds you can get lost in. 2025 is shaping up to be an absolute goldmine for open-world gaming, from futuristic sci-fi dystopias to mystical medieval realms. Today, we're not just going to list the 10 open-world games of 2025, we're shaking things up by randomizing the order. Why? Because hype doesn't follow numbers, it follows passion. Let's kick things off with Crimson Desert, a medieval fantasy epic that's as brutal as it is breathtaking. Created by Pearl Abyss, the minds behind Black Desert Online, this game promises a single-player experience loaded with cinematic combat, sprawling open-world regions, and a gritty story of mercenaries and rebellion. You'll journey through deserts, snow-covered forests, and war-torn villages, all while engaging in visceral melee battles that blend realism with a touch of flair. What makes Crimson Desert stand out isn't just its visuals, it's how dynamic the world feels. Whether you're in the middle of a siege or playing dice in a tavern, everything is in motion. Expect to dive into a story of survival, loyalty, and conquest, and yes, it looks stunning on next-gen consoles. Time to go full post-apocalypse with Exoborne, a wild survival action hybrid set in a world wrecked by climate disasters and rogue tech. You play as a biomechanically enhanced survivor navigating the remnants of civilization where sandstorms, acid rain, and mutated creatures aren't just scenery. They're part of the gameplay loop. With your exosuit, you can scale cliffs, glide over ravines, and engage enemies with a mix of firearms and high-tech abilities. The real star of Exoborne is its ecosystem. Weather changes affect enemy behavior, resource availability, and even terrain. You'll need to manage energy, upgrade your suit, and scavenge gear from fallen civilizations, all while dealing with factions that want you dead or worse. It's tense, it's tactical, and every moment feels like you're one misstep away from extinction. Fans of games like The Division or Horizon Zero Dawn should keep a close eye on this one. Ever wondered what a game would look like if you mix Chinese philosophy, samurai action, and abstract storytelling? That's Project The Perceiver. This beautiful open-world action RPG takes place in a mythical land caught between chaos and control. You play a masked warrior who absorbs different ideologies and fighting styles by defeating enemies and uncovering their beliefs. Each perception you unlock changes not just your abilities, but how the world around you reacts to you. Combat is fast and fluid, reminiscent of Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima, but there's a twist: your morality is constantly in flux, and that affects your entire journey. The visuals are lush and painterly, with environments ranging from ancient bamboo forests to surreal dreamscapes. It's the kind of game that blends art, philosophy, and gameplay into something truly unique. Definitely one to watch if you're craving something cerebral and stylish. Ubisoft is taking us to feudal Japan in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it might be the most requested setting in the series' history. You'll play as dual protagonists, a shinobi and a samurai, two contrasting paths with distinct abilities, storylines, and fighting styles. Shadows leans heavily into stealth mechanics, bringing back the thrill of rooftop assassinations, bamboo forests, and silent kills. But it also embraces open warfare with intense katana duels and dynamic weather systems that affect how you approach each mission. The world is reactive, meaning enemy patrols change, civilians have memory, and your notoriety affects how people interact with you. Whether you're infiltrating castles under the cover of night or storming gates head-on, every decision has weight. This isn't just another AC, it's a cultural deep dive and a technical leap forward. Capcom's next evolution in their legendary series is Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's going full open world for the first time. Imagine chasing a fire-breathing wyvern across canyons, deserts, and stormy plains with no loading screens, no segmented zones, just seamless hunting. The environments are alive, sandstorms shift the terrain, predators stalk prey, and monsters have routines that make the world feel real. You'll build and upgrade gear from fallen beasts, but also interact with your camp and NPCs more than ever before. Mountable companions, vertical traversal tools, and co-op hunts return, but with more customization and smarter monster AI. Wilds isn't just about hunting, it's about adapting, exploring, and surviving in a rich ecosystem where you're never truly safe. If you've ever wanted a next-gen monster hunter that feels like an open-world RPG, this is it. From the creators of Sniper Elite comes Atomfall, a nuclear post-apocalyptic survival game set in an alternate 1950s Britain. Think Fallout with a BBC filter. This game is drenched in Cold War paranoia and retro-futuristic horror. You'll scavenge through eerie countryside villages, underground labs, and radiation-blasted landscapes. The game combines FPS mechanics with stealth, crafting, and some light RPG elements. What's more chilling is the lore: government conspiracies, AI gone rogue, and a populace mutated by a mysterious atomic virus. The tone is dark but grounded, more like Stalker than Fallout. NPCs have dynamic relationships, and your choices in dialogue and morality impact the way factions react to you. It's a haunting, atmospheric journey that's not about power fantasy, but about surviving what's left after the end. What if you could explore a whole planet, not just a region? That's the pitch behind Light No Fire, the next big thing from the creators of No Man's Sky. This game combines procedurally generated environments with handcrafted storytelling. The twist: the planet is 1-to-1 Earth-sized. That means you could spend hours just traversing a single continent on foot, by horse, by airship. It's an open-world fantasy survival game that puts exploration above all else. There's lore to uncover, ruins to climb, and creatures to observe or flee from. You can build shelters, ride dragons, or become a traveling merchant. The planet's ecosystems respond to your actions. Cut down to many trees, and predators may move in. It's a sandbox, yes, but one that values wonder over conflict. Light No Fire is less about objectives and more about asking, what would you do in a living world? A spiritual successor to Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei takes players to the snow-covered slopes of Mount Yotei in Hokkaido. This isn't just a new map, it's a reinvention of what a samurai story can be. The game explores the fading line between myth and reality, with yokai spirits, corrupted shoguns, and a lone warrior trapped between honor and vengeance. The world is a dreamlike version of Edo-era Japan, gorgeous, haunting, and brutal. Combat is elegant and deadly, with a focus on parries, counters, and precision over speed. But stealth and exploration are just as crucial. Misty forests, hide shrines, bandit camps, and ancient secrets. Dynamic snowstorms, blood trails, and wildlife tracking bring a grounded realism to the environment. It's poetic, violent, and visually breathtaking, everything you'd want in a next-gen samurai epic. Now let's talk about the return of Chaos. Borderlands 4 is officially on the way, and it's going bigger than ever. Gearbox is back with a new story, new planets, and of course, billions of new guns. The visual style stays true to its cel-shaded roots, but expect massive improvements in detail, animation, and scope. This time, we're dealing with a universe in conflict. Vaults are opening in distant galaxies, and the Vault Hunters are caught in the middle of it all. Expect co-op action, wild humor, and a brand new cast of characters alongside some familiar faces. One new feature: your choices now shape your faction's strength and reputation across multiple planets. That means your actions actually influence which missions you get and how NPCs treat you. With bigger bosses, smarter AI, and cross-platform multiplayer, Borderlands 4 is shaping up to be the looter shooter we've all been waiting for. Next up, we've got the Precinct, a love letter to the cop dramas of the 1980s with a top-down twist. This open-world crime sim places you in the heart of Inverno City, a corrupt metropolis where every street hides danger. As a rookie officer, you'll patrol neighborhoods, respond to crimes in real time, and engage in high-speed pursuits complete with cinematic slow-mo takedowns. The city runs on a full day-night cycle, with procedural crime systems ensuring every shift feels different. And don't let the retro art style fool you, this game is deep, with upgradable gear, branching investigations, and moral choices that actually change how the city sees you. It's gritty, stylish, and surprisingly immersive for a game with such a classic look. If you've ever wanted to live your best noir cop fantasy, this is it.